Good evening, good evening, good evening. How are we all? Hope everybody is well and welcome back, of course. Make sure you lot are smashing the likes up. Let me just get a banner up here. Here we go. There we go. Make sure you guys are smashing the likes up. Make sure you're subscribing to the channel if you have not already. I appreciate the support that everybody has given to me so far. And we are back with a new show. A new show. This is the Premier League review show. So this will be happening every single week, every Tuesday, in fact, unless there are Premier League games during the week. And what we're going to do is we're going to go over every single game over the weekend, and we're going to review it, and we're going to have a little look in depth at what's going on in the Premier League. And then at the end of the show, I will do a baller of the week. So that will be obviously the player of the week. I will do the flop of the week as well. Again, a player. And I'll also do the same sort of thing for managers as well. So we'll have the manager of the week and the flop of the week. And what I want you guys to do in the comments section is let me know who your baller of the week is and who your flop of the week is. And yeah, it's pretty simple. It's as simple as that, guys. And we're going to go ahead and get straight into it. And we're going to start with possibly the most exciting game of the weekend in terms of goals and chances for both teams. And that was, of course, Manchester United versus Everton in a game which ended 3-3. Now, as you would expect, Manchester United, vying at the top of the league, had the majority of the possession and probably created the most chances in the game as well, especially in the first half. And were very, very comfortable in the first half, very comfortable. Strolled into a 2-0 lead. Cavani with a header. That's now 3 goals in 3 games against Everton this season for Cavani. And pretty decent return for him. Not only that, I want you guys to let me know in the comments section, Edison Cavani. A lot of speculation in the summer, and a lot of people were ridiculing Manchester United for getting Edison Cavani, mainly because of his age, not because he's not a quality player, but because he is, of course, I think he's 33 years old. He hadn't played for 6 months either, but obviously we all know the quality of the guy. And I want you guys to let me know in the comments section, especially Manchester United fans, how do you rate Edison Cavani's season so far with Manchester United? And if you had to choose between one or the other, which one would you choose? Cavani or Ibrahimovic? Let me know in the comments section, guys. Let me know. So, of course, as I said, Manchester United strolled into a 2-0 lead. Cavani with a header, doing what he does best, finishing off chances. And Bruno Fernandes with an absolute peach of a goal it was. He looked like he was going to cross the ball in, sort of from the edge of the box. And he sort of dummied it a little bit, sold the defender a dummy. Took another look at what was going on, and he went for the chip. He went for the lob on the goalkeeper, and it came off perfectly. And exceptional finish by Bruno Fernandes. Second half, Everton came out, and they looked like they had a point to prove. They looked like they had a little bit of a bollocking from Ancelotti, and I'm not surprised at all. They didn't really turn up in that second half, in that first half, sorry. They were second to everything, basically. And Yeah, they was come out in the second half, started moving the ball a little bit quicker, and they got a goal back. And David De Gea, with an absolute blunder, a weak crossing by Calvert-Lewin, and rather than pushing it out into areas where Everton can't do any damage, De Gea pushed it straight out to Decore, and it was an easy finish for Decore. And then, not long after that, James Rodriguez. Again, guys, let me know in the comments section. James Rodriguez. A lot of people in the summer, when Everton signed him, was saying that this guy was finished. He wouldn't make it in the Premier League. And again, he's not done too bad, to be fair. Let me know in the comments section what you think about James Rodriguez, his season overall, or so far for Everton. Exceptional goal. Exceptional goal. It was the touch. It was the touch that set him up for that goal. Of course, an overhit cross. Decore wins it in the Manchester United box. Plays a cutback. Fires the ball at James, by the way, in his cutback. And that first touch by James Rodriguez, what a touch to bring the ball under control and smash it into the bottom corner. So yeah, 2-2. And Everton looked like they was in the ascendancy from then. But of course, Manchester United win a free kick and a brilliant whip ball in by Luke Shaw. And McTominay is on the end of that with a header into the bottom corner. And yeah, 3-2. It looks like Manchester United are going to win it. And then right at the death, Calvert-Lewin. This guy just keeps popping up with goals. Calvert-Lewin again. And it was the last kick of the game as well. A free kick again, chucked into the box. Everton win the first header, falls to Calvert-Lewin, and he tucks it away under a little bit of pressure from Harry Maguire and David De Gea. And yeah, what a game. What a game from a neutral standpoint. But if you are a Manchester United fan, again, guys, let me know in the comment section. Have Manchester United bottled the league title? Have they bottled the title race? Are they out of the title race now? Or do you think that they can still get back into that race between a few teams? Obviously, Manchester City sitting pretty at the top of the table. We're going to get into their game in just a second. And yeah, they've got a couple of games in hand as well. And yeah, it's going to be very difficult for Manchester United now. No question about it. But guys, let me know in the comments section. Are Man United out of the title race? Edison Cavani or Ibrahimovic? And what did you make of David De Gea's blunder? Another one. Before I move on, I'm going to get into a couple of comments. We've got Alex in the comments section. How we doing, Alex? Alex says, big up to Brandon. Big up to you, Alex. Chris says, hi, Brandon. How we doing? Chris? Chris says, I think for Cavani, and considering his age, I think that he has done very well so far for United. If I had to choose between Cavani and Ibrahimovic, I would go for Cavani because Ibra is temperamental. Fair play. Afdaling says, James Rodriguez, good signing. Very good signing. Like I say, a lot of people were saying he wouldn't succeed in the Premier League. A lot of people were saying that he was finished. Ancelotti likes the player a lot. He took him to Bayern Munich. He took him to Real Madrid as well. So he knows how to get the best out of the guy. And to be honest with you, mate, I would probably have taken him at Arsenal. I would have done. You know, if I'd known he was going to be as good as what he has been, I would have took him at Arsenal. James Rodriguez has been great for Everton so far, and he seems happy at Everton. 100%, I agree. Afdaling here says, yeah, 21 is not coming. I think Man City will win the league. I agree with you 100%. Cavani has been a great signing. He is quality. Matthew here, Manchester City fan, says it's our title to lose now. It sure is, mate. It sure is. And Chris here says United have not bottled the league title, but no, I think that Man City will win the league, especially after the Liverpool result. There you go. There you go. So, of course, we've got to get straight into Manchester City versus Liverpool. And, guys, did anybody at all, anybody expect a performance like that? Liverpool, what has happened to Liverpool? Seriously. League title winners last season, Champions League winners the season before. Even in that Champions League winning season, they only finished 1 point behind City and was exceptional that year. What has happened to Liverpool? Like, they've gone from, as expressions would probably say, holders to folders. It's mad. And City, to be fair, they've been exceptional. Like, in the last month or so, they've been very, very good. And Man City, I had them as favourites for the title anyway. I just felt like Liverpool, if they get 1 or 2 injuries, you'll start to see a different Liverpool, which we are doing, of course, with Van Dijk and that out. And Man City have no end of strength in depth. You know, if they get an injury to Bernardo Silva, they can call on Riyad Mahrez. You know, if they get an injury to Kevin De Bruyne, they can call on Phil Foden. They're just another level to everybody else in terms of squad depth. And I feel that's what will win Manchester City the title. And of course, we started the season and Man City started very poorly. Very poor. I was quite shocked, actually, by how poor they were. And they were sort of floating in and around that sort of mid-table range, about 10 games in. And I was quite shocked by what I was seeing from them, you know, and they've turned it around massively. I mean, since then, they've just won every single game. Any team that you put in front of them, they have absolutely demolished them. And certainly Man City, it's Man City's title to lose for definite. And of course, we'll get into the game. So, Man City start off pretty well, you know, and a penalty. They win a penalty. Raheem Sterling fouled. It was a penalty as well. And Gundogan takes it. And of course, Man City have a little bit of a hoodoo at Anfield where they just, whenever they get a penalty, they seem to miss Anfield for some reason. I don't know why. But yeah, penalty. Gundogan's taking it and he puts it in row Z. It was almost like he was playing rugby, you know. I couldn't believe it. I could not believe it when he missed that penalty. I thought for sure Man City 1-0 up. But of course, he made up for it. He put Man City 1-0 ahead. A nice piece of play between Phil Foden and Raheem Sterling. Good save by Alisson, actually. You know, I thought Foden was going to bang that away. And Alisson, again, you know, reflex save. But when you do that, you've got to push it out into areas where the team can't hurt you. And he pushed it straight out into the danger area. And of course, it was an easy finish for Gundogan. And then Liverpool, long ball over the top, Mo Salah chasing it, and they win a penalty. Mo Salah wins the penalty, and he also takes the penalty and scores it, as he always does. At 1-1, you're starting to think, maybe this might just not be Man City's day. You know, they've just missed a penalty. Yes, they got a goal, but they've just conceded a penalty as well. 1-1, Liverpool have, gotten the better of Man City in recent times. But let's see if I can find it. Oh, have I not put it on here? I thought I put it on here. I haven't put it on here. My man, Alisson, the Brazilian Alice in Wonderland, or Alice in Blunderland, because my guy turned into Karius. Yeah? Blunder after blunder after blunder. How many times was he giving out gifts? Like, seriously. And he gifted Manchester City their second goal. Absolutely gifted it. I mean, one thing that we can all agree about Alisson since he's been in the Premier League is his overall play, as in playing out from the back, has been very, very good. But my word, he just gave it straight to him. There you go, guys. Just have a second goal. Why not? And when Man City get in and around that final third, they don't miss very often. And once again, Gundogan again with another goal. So that's his second goal of the game. And easy tapping as well. Can't miss from there. And then just when you think Alisson has made a mistake, he doesn't tend to make many of them. He goes and makes another mistake. Again, trying to play from out of the back. He plays it straight to a City player. Liverpool win it back because of the poor control. And then when Alisson goes to clear it, he plays it straight to a City player again. Like, it's mad. It's mad. You don't see that from Alisson. You never see that from Alisson. And yeah, Raheem Sterling, again, with another tap-in. Like I said, when Man City get in that final third, 9 times out of 10, they hurt you. And they was baying for Liverpool's blood that day. And Sterling with an easy tap-in. And then, of course, the goal of the game, Phil Foden. What a talent this kid is. Yeah, what a talent this kid is. And I look around the Premier League and I look at players like Saka, Phil Foden, Mason Greenwood, even Mason Mount. And you look at these players and you think they're all English, they're all young. Imagine, Jack Grealish as well, imagine what our team could look like going into the Euros. You know? Phil Foden is exceptional talent, and I haven't got his figures with me, but I know that he's a big game player. A big game player. And every single top 6 side he has at least scored or created an assist against now. And that is a talent. No question about it, that is a talent. And what a finish by him for that 4th goal. Cuts inside on the right hand side, and absolutely rockets one into the top or the roof of the net with his left foot. And like I say, he was exceptional in that game anyway. Everything that City did that was good came through Phil Foden and Raheem Sterling. And 4-1 winners at Anfield. 4-1 winners at Anfield. Can you remember, not that long ago, Liverpool hadn't lost at Anfield for like ages. And I mean ages. And all of a sudden, they've started losing a fair few of their games at Anfield. Anfield is not a fortress like it used to be anymore. I think a lot of that is down to the fact that they've got no fans at the stadium. I think the fans for Liverpool at Anfield definitely help the team a lot. I don't know what you guys think. Let me know in the comment section. Also, let me know in the comment section. Man City, are they winning the league this year? And also, if you're an Arsenal fan, we've got Man City in 2 weeks' time. Are we scared of Man City? Because I would be, and I certainly am. They've just been brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And without Aguero as well, it's mad, absolutely mad. Now, the next game is a very interesting game. And not because of the scoreline either. Fulham took on West Ham. Fulham, of course, struggling a little bit down at the bottom. West Ham had the surprise package this season. They are doing exceptionally well with a squad that you would say is a good squad, but it's not that great. And then, of course, David Moyes as well. We will remember how his time at Manchester United ended, even his first spell at West Ham as well. And he looked like a manager who was completely and utterly finished. But West Ham brought him back. And a lot of West Ham fans were not very pleased with that. But my word, this guy has got the best out of his squad this season. There's no question about that. And 0-0 against Fulham. Fulham had the better of the chances. There's no question about that. But there's a reason for that. We have seen yet again, poor officiating by the referees. And this is not on anymore. This is unacceptable. And this is the second week in a row that this bald-headed twat has made a poor decision to send the player off. Now, of course, Mike Dean was the referee for the Manchester United Southampton game when Bednarak got sent off. That red card got rescinded. This weekend, it's the Mike Dean show again because he sends off Souček for absolutely nothing. Now, Mitrovic, the little bitch, obviously didn't help Souček's cause because he went down like a sacket of potatoes like he'd just been shot, right? But my guy is lined up. Mitrovic is marking him from a free kick. And my guy has just tried to lift his arm over the top of Mitrovic so he can get the run on him. And he's accidentally just caught him ever so slightly with his elbow. Now, we could all see what happened in real time and that it wasn't intentional. You could see it on the slow-mos that it wasn't intentional. Yet Mike Dean still went over to the VAR on the side of the pitch and still decided to give this guy a red card. And now, my man wants to complain about the fact that people are giving him abuse. Now, I don't condone people giving anybody abuse. And I certainly don't condone the abuse that Mike Dean has been getting, i.e. death threats. But if you act like a complete wallad, right, and think that it's all about you, because that's what you do, Mike Dean, yeah? You turn a decent game of football into, oh, it's got to be all about me, yeah? Mike Dean epitomizes what is wrong with our officiating in this country. He's a wallad. And he's now basically come out and said that he does not want to officiate this weekend because of all the death threats that he's been receiving. Good. Yeah, because you shouldn't be officiating anyway. Somebody should have pulled you up on this, yeah, and made you go and officiate in League One, because that is your standard of refereeing, my friend. You are crap. Absolute crap. So yeah, not much to say about that game. Of course, like I said, Fulham with the best chances, but they will have when West Ham have 10 men. And they'll be disappointed, really, because when you play in a team with 10 men, you want to try and get 3 points, especially the predicament that Fulham find themselves in. It would have been a perfect opportunity for them to beat West Ham, but they only managed to come away with a point. And yeah, of course, it's not a bad point for West Ham either. You know, it keeps them in and around that top 6 where they are at the moment. And they've, like I said, they've done exceptionally well this season. And Souček as well is another player who's been very good. And he's probably another player that I would take at Arsenal, to be fair. So, yeah, the less said about that, the better, you know. And like I say, Mike Dean, you're a wallad, mate. Bold-headed wallad. So there we go. We then move on to another very exciting game. Newcastle. Again, this season, a lot of their fans have been up in arms, especially about Steve Bruce and his style of football and the way that Newcastle play, especially. Kendall Rowan, you know, you may well know her from the Football Terrace, Newcastle fan, and she's very vocal about Steve Bruce, very vocal about the way that Newcastle have been playing football this season. And to be honest with you, you can't blame her. Seriously, some of the football that Newcastle have been playing you can't even call it football. Yeah. And Steve Bruce has come under a lot of pressure in recent weeks. However, they have signed a super Willock on loan from Arsenal. And Super Willock opened the scoring on his debut for Newcastle, cut back by Alan St. Maximin. And yeah, nice tidy finish by Joe Willock. And like I said, the guy will score and pop up with a few goals. He's not the greatest of players, but he does offer goals, you know, when he can finish in the final third. And he's not a bad little player, Willock. His decision making's just not that great, and he's not really of Arsenal level. So, of course, with him still being an Arsenal player, I was pleased for him. And hopefully he can find a bit of form at Newcastle and get a nice run in the team. But it's a good way to start your debut, of course. And then Miguel Almiron scores, makes it 2-0. And it is a deflected goal. But even so, it does not matter if they're going in. And Newcastle certainly needed a win in this one. And yeah, 2-0, looking comfortable. Southampton just, I don't know what's happened to them, but since they've had that 9-0 drubbing at Manchester United, it's like it sent them a little bit, you know, it's like a boxer in the boxing ring when they've been hit in the temple a few times, you know, they start to lose their feet a little bit. And Southampton were doing very well at the beginning of the season, but since then they've sort of dropped off a little bit. And yeah, they was very poor in this game. Newcastle played them off the park, you know, middle of the park especially. And Minamino from Liverpool is obviously on loan at Southampton, and he makes it 2-1 from the tight angle. And then from then, you just kind of feel like maybe Southampton can get themselves back in this game. Newcastle haven't really been very renowned for their good defending this season, let's put it that way. So you sort of expected Newcastle to shut up shop a little bit. But surprisingly, they managed to, again, score. Miguel Almiron again. But this one was an absolute gift from the Southampton back line. Absolute gift. And he's one-on-one with the keeper. He ain't missing that, And again, he's another player. Possibly take at Arsenal, maybe, Miguel Almiron. I mean, I think we need better than Almiron, but he's probably better than what we got, if we're being real. He's such a quick player as well. So fast. So yeah, 3-1 to Newcastle. And then, of course, James Ward-Prowse does what James Ward-Prowse does. Free kick, edge of the box, and it is an absolute peach, straight into the top corner. No goalkeepers getting anywhere near it. And then after that, Newcastle go down to 10 men, but it is a little bit late on in the game, and you start to think, no, this ain't really going to affect Newcastle that much. However, Southampton piled the pressure on. Danny Ings hit the post late on, and I think they also had a goal ruled out as well for offside. So in the end, Newcastle managed to scrape past Southampton, but it is a big win for them. Again, guys, Newcastle, let me know. Do you think they can stay in the Premier League this season, or do you think they will be relegated? Do you think they can turn this form around now that they've got a win under their belt, start winning a few more games and picking up some more points? And also Southampton, what has happened to them? Do you think they're lacking in confidence? Do you still think that they will finish in the top 10 this season, which it was looking like? And I've seen a few Arsenal fans saying about Ralph Hasenhüttl and how they would take him at Arsenal. Would you take Ralph Hasenhüttl at Arsenal? Before I move on, I'm going to get into a couple of your comments, because the next game I'm going to talk about, you know which game we're talking about. Here we go. So okay, so just got to try and find the comments. Right, here we go. Matthew says, I think United are probably overachieving. I wouldn't say they're overachieving. I think they're where they should be. When you look at their squad as well, they've got some very good players in their squad. I think they're probably a couple of players away from a proper title challenge. And the only reason that they're really in there this season is because of how the season's gone so far. But I wouldn't say they're overachieving. I think they're in and around about where they should be. But big up yourself, my man. Chris says, I felt sorry for Alisson. I don't feel sorry for Alisson, because the guy's been exceptional ever since he's joined Liverpool. And it was about time that the guy made a couple of mistakes, And it's great to see, really. It makes the league so much more interesting. Not that Arsenal and myself, being an Arsenal fan, is in any position to banter any club at all. But it's great to see, because especially Liverpool fans, they win a couple of games and they're like, yes, we're back in the title race. And then they get battered and then they're like, no, we're not in it. And it's such an up and down season. It's unreal. Matthew says, what a dive from Salah. He is renowned for that sort of stuff, mate. It wouldn't surprise me if it was a dive, to be honest with you. He should be called Tom Salah, not Mo Salah. Tom Daly, you know, he's given Tom Daly a run for his money, certainly. Chris says, maybe I'm wrong, but I think that Alisson was at fault for all 4 goals. Was he at fault for all 4 goals? He might have been. He might have been. The first goal, he pushed it back out into a danger area, but I don't really think there was too much he could do about that. You know, it was a point-blank shot by Phil Foden. And you'd have to do, I'll tell you what, you'd have to do something special to get that away, because that was going in all day long. But yeah, you're probably right, Chris. He probably was at fault for all 4 goals. You're right. Matthew, yes, Salah did dive. It was obvious because contact was minimal. But this is the thing. You don't even really need that much contact these days. You know, players go down because they know they're going to win a penalty. It's mad how football has changed, you know, in recent years, definitely. Trent Alexander-Arnold for the first goal, and the rest was Alisson's fault. There you go. Matthew has just said. Phil Foden, what an emphatic goal he scored. Forget the blunders by Alisson. City were worthy winners. Champions elect for me now, 100%. It was not even contact, just touched his hands and dived. There you go. Yes, I agree with you, mate. Salah dived. Matthew coming in here with Silky Ilkay. Obviously talking about Gundogan. Karius 2.0 back again. Maybe it was Karius disguised as Alisson. Who knows? Maybe he's kidnapped him. Phil Foden is a young, brilliant player. If I was picking the England squad tomorrow, he'd be in it. Hope you are good and well, bro. Big up yourself, MB. Thank you for joining the chat, my friend. And yes, I agree with you. Phil Foden should be in that England squad all day long. Sancho, Bellingham, Saka, Grealish, Greenwood, and more, etc. All plus points for England going forward. However, I'm just worried that the knob Southgate won't utilise them properly. Yeah, that is a big worry, to be fair. You know, Southgate, we remember the friendlies that he was playing, and everybody was shouting for, play Jack Grealish, play Jack Grealish. He'll offer us something different. Play Jack Grealish. And he just refused and refused and refused. And then eventually, when he did play Grealish, you see the difference, you know. Jack Grealish is quality. I said it the other day. If he was playing for a top 6 side, he'd be one of the top 3 midfielders in the world. That's how good that guy is. City will hammer us at the Emirates. Oh, I don't even want to think about it, mate. No Aguero and Kevin De Bruyne, says Alex. That's true. That's true. That league is City's now. It's done and dusted for me now at this point, and City will batter us. Heaven Angel, how we doing? Big up Brandon. Arteta out. There we go. Heaven Angel has spoken. Joe said, bro, if the ref is like your team, he will not do anything. If he hated your team, he will give a red card. Even the challenge is not serious. Fair play, fair play. Would you take Boateng at Arsenal? No. And the reason being is because I don't want another overpaid 30-year-old just coming to Arsenal for a payday, you know. We've got to move on from that. But yeah, big up yourself, Joe. Matthew says Newcastle will stay in the Premier League. Interesting one. And Chris says, I felt sorry for Alisson because he had an awful night, but Alisson's proved that he is human after all. 100%, Chris. 100%, my man. Big up, big up. Moving on. Of course, we've got to talk about Santa Claus Arsenal. Santa Claus Arsenal. It is February and we are handing out gifts. Gifts like it is December. And yeah, once again, another L. Another L for Arsenal, another L for Mikel Arteta. And I did say it to people. Do not get too excited about this winning run that we was on, because it can all end in an instant. And when it ends, we tend to fall apart. And that is what is happening right now. Yeah. The Arsenal circus is open again. The Arsenal circus is back in town. And look, the Arsenal circus had 2 more clowns. There you go. Like I say, I just love playing that video. It's brilliant. The Arsenal circus had 2 more clowns to add to it. Cedric, mate, seriously. So we're first minute into the game, and I don't know what my man's doing. You know, he gets given the ball by Gabriel, and yeah, if you're unsure, kick it into Rosette. And my man is trying to control it and play the ball back like he's playing it to his child. You know when you go and have a kickabout with your child, yeah, and your child's only 2 or 3 years old, so you just you know nicely tap the ball to them, you know, because you don't want to kick it too hard or anything like that. That's what it was like, you know. That's what it was like, and of course, Bertrand Traore steamed in, nicked the ball, put in a decent cross for Ollie Watkins, and Rob Holding was not tight enough to him. It's as simple as that. It was a scuffed finish by Ollie Watkins. Took a horrible deflection off of Rob Holding, and wrong-footed Matt Ryan. And of course, that was the first goal of the game and the only goal of the game. 1 minute into the game. So we had a whole 89 minutes to get a couple of goals back, to turn things around, but we just didn't turn up. We didn't turn up. It's as simple as that. Nobody showed up. Nobody showed up. And then we wasn't helped by the fact that Mikel Arteta decided to bring on Willian over Martinelli. We need a goal, so he brings on Willian, who hasn't done anything since the first game of the season. You know, created 2 assists all season. Apart from that, he's been dog shit. My man Martinelli, if you'd have brought him on, you know he's going to make an impact. You know he's going to press players into mistake. But no, we bring on Willian instead. I just don't get the decisions of this manager half the time. It makes absolute 0 sense. But, like I said, we could have turned that around if we'd have turned up. And in the second half, you see the difference because we started moving the ball quickly. And when we moved the ball quickly, Aston Villa could not live with us. And that's how we created most of our chances. So my question is why do we not do that from minute 1? You know, why do we always start games so slowly? Why do we have a shit performance in the first half, put ourselves on the back foot, and then rely upon a decent second half performance to drag us out of the mess? It's the same old bollocks with Arsenal, and I'm fed up with talking about it, to be honest with you. Of course, there was a lot of uproar after the game. People were saying that Konza should have been sent off because he was the last man when Saka was going through on goal, even though he wasn't going through on goal because he was near the halfway line. Of course, he only got a yellow card for that. And then the other talking point in the game as well was Arsenal had a penalty shout. And again, the FA need to sort this out because I've looked back at it and it's a penalty all day long. I'm sorry. Martinez absolutely pulling Lacazette's shirt off of him, you know? It's like what you do when you're doing a striptease, you know? And my man was trying to rip his shirt off of him, pulled him to the ground, and absolutely nothing. Nothing. And they say that VAR checks everything. Well, VAR didn't check that. I can tell you that now. Because if they did, and that they still consider that not a penalty, then there is some conspiracy going on. Because that is a penalty all day long. Yeah. But at the end of the day, we can't complain about referees and decisions because we are the creators of our own downfall. Simple as that. And Aston Villa were I don't want to talk too much about Arsenal, but Aston Villa were exceptional. Jack Grealish again, brilliant. Had Hector Bellerin on toast all game, like he was a slice of Hovis. And Ross Barkley as well. Very good. Very, very good. They was toying with us at times. And of course, Ollie Watkins did very well as well. Tyrone Mings defended very well. They was just overall better than us. And, they deserved the win. So it is what it is. It is what it is. And of course, we move on to Leeds this weekend. That should be even more exciting. Great. So, yeah, there you go. Arsenal losing 1-0 to Aston Villa. And guys, let me know in the comments section, where do you think Arsenal will finish this season? Can Mikel Arteta turn it around again? We've got a tough run of fixtures coming up. Can we win the Europa League? And also, Aston Villa, where do you think they will finish this season? Do you think they can keep hold of Jack Grealish in the summer? And if not, where do you think Jack Grealish will move to? Let me know in the comments, guys. Let me know right about now. We'll go to the comment section. Chris says, with regards to Mike Dean, there is no doubt that he's the worst referee in the Premier League. He doesn't deserve to officiate in the high echelons of the Premier League, but to be threatened is not right. 100%. 100%. Matthew says the goal was a blunder, but Arsenal should capitalise because that was an early goal that they conceded. Yeah, and funnily enough, our goalkeeper was our man of the match. Simple as. Matt Ryan kept the score down. And that tells you everything you need to know about Arsenal's performance. Heaven Angel says, how can we get rid of this manager? I don't know. This manager has so many fanboys and girls. I'm not all Arsenal fans, but some Arsenal fans will literally go to the end of the earth for this guy. And I'm just like, what's he actually done? That's what we have to look at. And it's all right saying about a process, but you got to see some form of progress on the pitch. And we're not seeing any progress at the moment. We finished 8th last season and won an FA Cup. At this moment in time, we are 11th. And we're out of the FA Cup. And the only thing that we can win this season is the Europa League. But we ain't winning that. No way. Pick up yourself, though, Heaven Angel. 11th to 14th, this manager has to be sacked. Yeah, I agree with you on that one. Matthew says Arsenal will finish around 8th to 10th. Interesting, Matthew. Interesting. I'm not so sure about that. If you take a look at our fixtures, I don't know. With regards to Laka Martinez incident, I saw the replays a few times. Yes, Martinez pulled on Laka's shirt, but Laka barged into Martinez to obstruct him before Martinez grabbed his shirt. Fair play, Chris. Fair play. Arsenal will finish 10th. Forget Jack Grealish. There is already speculation that he's being linked with City this coming summer. I'll tell you what, if City get Jack Grealish and they have Grealish and De Bruyne and Phil Foden, yeah, fucker. They will be some force. I'll tell you now, they will be a proper force to be reckoned with. That is for sure. Let's get back to the games. Where are we? So, of course, we've done Arsenal. Moving on to the wankers down the road. Yeah. The wankers down the road, of course, got a win. A much needed win for them as well. Kane FC returns. Harry Kane has returned from his injury, and all of a sudden Tottenham start looking threatening again. And of course, as we all expected, Harry Kane scored on his return to the team. He needed a couple of chances to do that, though. He missed one or two, which is not really like him. But he missed a couple of good chances. And scores on his return, as you would expect. And of course, none other than Son gets the second goal. And it was a pretty comfortable victory for them. West Brom looked like they're in trouble. They had certainty to go down, in my opinion. And Spurs, they're certainly no longer in a title race. But they're going to have a little bit of work to do to even get in the top four. And like I said, much needed win and morale boost for them. Not great to see from an Arsenal perspective. You know, we want them to keep losing. We want them to fail. You know, we want to be able to laugh at them, but it's hard. It's hard to laugh at them when we're so fucking poor. You know, and we've become the laughing stock of North London. You know, we've become the laughing stock of London. Forget North London. Even West Ham are doing better than us. It's mad. It's mad. It's mad. And yeah, like I say, a comfortable victory for Tottenham. And let me know, guys, again in the comment section. As much as I hate to say this as an Arsenal fan, Harry Kane and Son, is that the best partnership in the Premier League? If not, name me a partnership which is better. Because them two have been tearing up trees this season for Tottenham, you know. They've been exceptional between the two of them. And 9 times out of 10, if Tottenham are to score, it comes from either one of them two. I personally feel that Son is a better player than Kane. Yeah, I feel like Son is world class. Harry Kane is probably world class as well, but I don't know. I feel like Son's the better player out of the two. So again, guys, in the comments section, let me know which player's better, Son or Kane. Interesting one there for you. Make sure you let me know. We're going to move on to the dead games. And these games were pretty dead. Of course, Burnley versus Brighton finished 1-1 in the end. And where is it? There it is. Brighton versus Burnley. Bit of a mid to lower table clash between the two. Not much really going on in the game. Yes, there was 2 goals, but it was boring, you know, boring. Brighton like to try and play attacking football, and Burnley, you know what Burnley come to do, but mate, seriously, some of their football is so boring. But there you go. And of course, Brighton took the lead And it was against the run of play as well. Burnley were actually the better team in the entirety of the game. They took the lead from a corner. Lewis Dunk getting his head on it and smashing it in the back of the net. Arsenal fans, would you take Lewis Dunk at Arsenal? After a spell of early pressure and chances from Burnley, of course, like I said, Brighton took the lead. Burnley then put all the pressure on Brighton in the second half, and they managed to get an equaliser eventually through Goodmanson. And after that, Burnley had the best of the opportunities to win the game, and actually also had a goal disallowed as well. But yeah, apart from that, not too much can be said about that game, you know. Yeah, it was one of them meh games. But there you go. We're going to move on to Wolves versus Leicester, another game that ended in a draw. However, this one was, of course, far more entertaining. Wolves have picked up form in recent weeks after beating us, funnily enough. And Leicester still up there fighting for a top 4 spot. And out of the two teams, Wolves were the better side. They had the most possession, they had the most chances. And Wolves had the better of the opportunities, of course. Another excellent performance by Pedro Neto, another player that I take at Arsenal. He was absolutely roasting the Leicester backline. And yeah, they just could not take any of the opportunities that came their way. And in the end, Jamie Vardy squandered a great chance to win the game for Leicester at the end. Cross came in, and as soon as it lands on Jamie Vardy's head, you think that's in the back of the net, especially with the way the guy has been performing in the Premier League since he's, came into the Premier League. And he puts it well wide. And yeah, another game that was a little bit, it was what it was. But yeah, points dropped for Leicester, and points dropped for Wolves as well. Guys, in the comments section, let me know. Leicester, can they finish in the top 4 this season? Will they finish in the top 4 this season? And Wolves, can they drag themselves back into the race for the top 6, top 5, and try and get a Europa League spot at least, If not, can they drag themselves into the top 4 race? Let me know in the comments, guys. Moving on to Chelsea versus Sheffield United. And that game, of course, finished 2-1 to Chelsea. Chelsea continuing their excellent attacking style of football under Thomas Tuchel. And yeah, they look a different proposition now that Frank Lampard is not there. They look very comfortable on the ball, especially going forward, Chelsea, and very dangerous as well. However, Sheffield United have picked it up in recent weeks. Of course, they got that win against Manchester United, their third win of the season. And since then, they've looked a bit better. At the beginning of the season, they didn't look like they could buy a win, if we're being real. They're still nailed on favourites to go down, and I still feel like they will go down. But like I say, they've been playing a little bit better in recent weeks. And yeah, they had a decent opportunity to begin with, side netting. And then they go and earn themselves a penalty early on, only to have it ruled out by VAR for offside in the build-up. And yeah, it was the right decision. That is one good thing that VAR does bring, it was certainly offside. I'm not even sure it was a penalty, to be honest with you. It didn't really look like Ben Chilwell done too much wrong, but maybe I'm wrong. And yeah, eventually Chelsea break the deadlock. Nice quick piece of play down the wing into Timo Werner. Timo Werner cuts it back and Mason Mount puts it in the bottom corner, and he doesn't miss them sort of opportunities. And if there's one player that stood out for Chelsea this season, Mason Mount is that guy, and yeah, another goal for Mason Mount. And then, oh my word, it is the weekend of calamity, I think, because in the second half, Sheffield United are on the attack, and yeah, the final pass isn't great. It's running away from, I can't remember who the guy was who was up front, and Rudiger panics. Rudiger, one of the most experienced players in that Chelsea backline, in regards to Premier League football, and he panics and he puts the ball past his own goalkeeper. What a blunder and calamitous piece of defending that was by Rudiger. And if that had turned the game on its head and Chelsea have only walked out of there with a point or even a loss, he would have certainly been to blame. I mean, it's not even like he was in that much of a rush. Again, it was a similar sort of thing to what Cedric did, apart from Rudiger put it in his own net. When you're unsure, put it in row Z. If the keeper's not coming for it, put it in row Z. But no, he put it in his own net instead. But there you go. And yeah. And then second half, Chelsea, of course, go up the other end. And yeah, they get a bit of a break on. Timo Werner ends up being one-on-one with the goalkeeper, and he goes to take it round the keeper, and the keeper pulls him down. It is the clearest penalty you'll ever see in your life. However, again, the officials need to be questioned, because the other week, David Luiz got sent off for denying a goal-scoring opportunity. Yeah, that's what it came down to. Even knows he didn't really touch the guy, And he got sent off. Bednarak, the same thing. However, Ramsdale, even knows he pulled Timo Werner down, and it's as clear as day to see, somehow managed to avoid a red card. Make of that what you will, people, because I have no idea. No idea. And of course, the penalty was taken by Jorginho, and it's not very often that Jorginho misses penalties. He has done this season, surprisingly, but he's gone back to his little hop, skip, and jump that he does, and yeah, puts that one away and wins Chelsea the game. And Thomas Tuchel continues his very good start to his Chelsea managerial career. Now, again, guys, in the comment section, Chelsea, can they drag themselves into that top four race? Will they finish in the top four this season? They certainly have an opportunity to. Can they go one step further and chuck themselves back into a title race, possibly? And Sheffield United, are they nailed on favourites to go down, or do you think they can still save themselves? Let me know in the comments section, guys. I'm going to read a couple of your comments out, and then we're going to do the last game, and then we're going to do the ball of the week and the flop of the week, and I'm going to see if you guys agree with me. Here we go. Matthew says, over the moon with Grealish. Yeah, let's hope Man City don't get Grealish, because they would be a force to be reckoned with. I'm telling you. City will be a force, and they have cash to spend. Yes, they do, mate. They do. You're right. And it wouldn't surprise me. It would not surprise me, to be honest with you. Brandon, sorry, I'm typing too fast on my mobile. No worries, my friend. I haven't ever been called Branson before, but it's a first. It's a first. Matthew, hope we spank Spurs. So do I. I hope you spank Spurs and all. Son all day long for Matthew over Harry Kane. Chris says Harry Kane and Son are exceptional partnership, and when Kane doesn't play, it affects Son. Both are world class in my opinion, and yes, I think that they are both the best partnership in the Premier League. Fair play. I'd probably have to agree with you on that, mate. I probably would. I can't think of anybody else, to be honest with you, who's a better partnership than Harry Kane and Son. Not this season, anyway. Matthew says Leicester will finish in the top 6, so he doesn't believe that Leicester will finish top 4. Okay. Leicester have a great side. As for top 4, they were in the top 4 for a large majority of last season. Consistency is their drawback. They could finish top 4 this season, but my top 4 prediction for this season, and in order how they will finish, is Man City champions, Man United second, 8 points behind City. God, we're going into detail here, Chris. Chelsea third with 5 points behind, and Liverpool fourth, 2 points behind. Okay. We'll have to wait and see if that comes off, Chris. And then he says Spurs 5th and Leicester 6th, Everton 7th, Aston Villa 8th, West Ham 9th, and Arsenal 10th. Interesting. The relegated teams are going to be Fulham, Sheffield United, and West Brom in this order. So you think Fulham will finish bottom? Okay. No worries, no problems. And then, of course, guys, I've left this game till last. And that is yesterday's game, which was Leeds United versus Crystal Palace. Leeds United get back to winning ways after their defeat last week. And yeah, I'm worried. I'm worried. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm worried. We've already played Leeds once this season. We managed to just about scrape a draw after Pepe got himself sent off. But Leeds outplayed us for 90 straight minutes, and they're very scary, attacking football that they play. They press the life out of you. And they do tend to leave themselves exposed at the back, but it's whether you can exploit that or not. And many teams have struggled with Leeds this season. And Leeds have had a very good first season return in the Premier League. And like I say, Leeds got back to the winning ways. Great start. A quick start. Jack Harrison with a deflected shot from the edge of the area, which goes in. Again, they all count. It only took a slight deflection. But yeah, they all count. And Jack Harrison has been banging goals for Leeds this season, from the midfield. Leeds, with all the chances in the first half, they was literally piling on the pressure to Crystal Palace. And Palace didn't really create much of an opportunity, which was surprising, really. But there you go. And then in the second half, Palace nearly give Leeds a goal. They give the ball away. Patrick Bamford goes steaming through one-on-one with Gary Cahill and the goalkeeper. And my word, that went closer to the corner flag than it did the goal. However, second half, again, like I say, Leeds were all over Crystal Palace. And a shot by Rafinha, was parried out into the danger area again, and Patrick Bamford was there to make it 2-0, which funnily enough is also his 100th career goal. And then towards the end, Jack Harrison also hit the crossbar. So a comfortable victory there for Leeds United. And again, guys, let me know in the comments section, Leeds United, where are they going to finish this season? In my opinion, they've had a very good return to the Premier League. From an Arsenal perspective, do you think we can beat Leeds? Are you worried going into that game? And Crystal Palace as well. What's going on with them at the moment? They've lost a couple now in recent weeks. Even those, they got a decent draw against us. There was probably the better team against us as well, to be fair. Wilfred Zaha's gone a little bit missing again. Eze's not really in the same vein of form as what he was towards the beginning of the season. So, again, Crystal Palace, whereabouts do you think they will finish this season under Roy Hodgson? And before I do my ball of the week, flop of the week for both a player and a manager, I'm going to get into a couple of your comments. Again, guys, we've got a few new people in the chat as well. Matthew says, City, Chelsea, Liverpool, United will be the top four. Interesting. So you think Chelsea are going to come right back into it and finish second? That'd be, I'll tell you what, if they do that, that'd be a mad season, really, considering where they were. Hendo Guna said, can't see Arsenal getting better than 10th. Our next 7 league fixtures are not easy. Can only see 3 points out of 21. Oh, my word. If we only get 3 points out of 21 and this manager still does not get sacked, mate, I'm going to be losing the plot. I'm telling you. So if we don't get Allegri or Simeone, and to be honest, I don't think that we will, who knows, maybe we can get Benitez. Benitez would come in and instantly improve this team, I'm telling you. No, Brandon, West Brom will finish last. Second from bottom will be Sheffield United. And third from bottom will be Fulham. Fair play. Chris has spoken. He's got that judge. He knows what's going to happen. Arsenal defence will make Bamford look like prime Harry Kane. Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me, mate. It would not surprise me one little bit. No more predictions from me. I wish I could be positive, but Arsenal are so unpredictable. When we lose, I am never surprised because we are bang average. 100%, my man. Can't predict Leeds in the table at the end of the season. Do you know what? I actually think Leeds might just get into that top 10. But then again, saying that, they don't change their way of playing for anybody. They play the same way no matter who they're playing, and I think that sometimes costs some points. So yeah, Chris, you're probably about right, mate. Leeds will finish 11th. Sorry, they have a great side, and I wouldn't be surprised if they beat us at the Emirates. Chris said, "I'm not a judge." No, he's not a judge. He's just spreading that judge. He's telling everybody he's got a crystal ball. He knows what's coming. And do you know what, Chris? To be fair, mate, yeah, out of everything you've predicted, I would say that you're going to be pretty near on bang on, mate. I really do genuinely think that. I'll be surprised if it ends any other way. So yeah, like I say, big up yourself, man. Now then, guys, here we go. Right, now the rules of this is baller of the week and flop of the week. So baller of the week and flop of the week is 2 players. Then we've gone with manager of the week and flop of the week for 2 managers. Now the rules are, if I choose a baller of the week and he's a player from, say, Arsenal, I can't then choose another Arsenal player or manager to be baller or flop of the week, right? So you have to choose a different person from a different team for every single one. That was what I sort of, thought anyway. Just to make it a little bit more interesting and a bit harder, because you look at, for example, Manchester City, right? They absolutely slapped Liverpool, and you could quite easily give Gundogan baller of the week and then give Guardiola manager of the week, and then give flop of the week to Klopp and this, that, and the other. I want to make it a bit more interesting. So, my baller of the week. And let me know in the comments if you agree with me, guys. And if you don't agree with me, let me know who your baller of the week is. I have gone with Phil Foden. Now, the reason why I went with Phil Foden over everybody else is because this guy is still a young man, and he is exceptional. And he was exceptional against Liverpool as well. Scored a great goal. He was part of I think it was the first goal as well. He was part of everything that City did in that game that was good. A lot of it came from Phil Foden. He's a big game player. I mean, I don't have the complete stats, but I know that he has scored or assists against every single top 6 club in the Premier League since he started playing. So he's a big game player. And yeah, what a player. And hopefully, Gareth Southgate sorts himself out and gets this guy in the England team, because, yeah, baller, absolute baller. Flop of the week. Look, I don't think any of you are going to argue with this one. I've gone with Alisson. It had to be Alisson. There was no question about it. 3 out of 4 goals was his fault. His blunders, his mistakes. And what makes it worse is you don't really see that from him. So you expect better from him. But I don't know what this guy was on this week. I really don't. So yeah, he had to be flop of the week. So of course now, guys, I have chosen a Man City player and a Liverpool player. So that now means I can't choose a Man City manager or a Liverpool manager, because it has to be from separate teams. So I'm going to read your comments out. Let me know who you think is baller of the week and flop of the week, and then we'll do the managers as well. Here we go. Hendo Guna has gone with baller. Phil Foden, flop. Bellerin, and manager of the week, Pep. Fair play, fair play. Matthew has gone with Foden as well. Chris has gone Moutinho's fantastic strike for Wolves versus Arsenal is the baller of the week. Flop of the week is Alisson. Fair play. Flop of the week, Maguire. Manager of the week, Pep. Fair play. Manager of the week and of the year elect is Pep Guardiola. Matthew says Tuchel or Tuchel then. I don't know how to pronounce his name still. Now you'll be interested in this one. So, flop of the week, manager. There's no guessing for you guys. You all know who I've gone with. It's pretty cut and dry. And it has to be Mikel Arteta. And I'm not just saying that because I'm Arteta out. Yeah, because I'm not one of these fans who will just say Arteta out and that's it. I have praised the guy when he's got it right, but at the moment he's getting it wrong again. And he gets flop of the week purely and simply just for bringing Willian on the pitch ahead of Martinelli when we needed a goal. We lost against Wolves. That wasn't his fault. I don't even think that the loss against Villa so much was his fault. I just think his poor decision making is also costing us points as well. And to be honest with you, I couldn't really think of anybody else. And like I said, I've already gone with a Man City player and a Liverpool player, so I couldn't go with a Man City manager or a Liverpool manager, just to spice things up a little bit. So, of course, my flop of the week has to be Mikel Arteta. You could have had a few others in there. You could have had Big Sam. You could have had even Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, because he battled the title. But I looked at both of them and I thought, nah, it's got to be Mikel Arteta. It's got to be Mikel Arteta. So, yeah, my flop of the week is Mikel Arteta. Got a few comments here. Does anybody agree with me? Chris has gone with Arteta. Matthew's gone with Arteta. Hendo has gone with Arteta, threw away the FA Cup for 4 points out of 12. And flop of the decade, says Leo. There you go. So you're all agreeing with me on Mikel Arteta. Now, this one is a little bit out there, right? So my manager of the week is Marcelo Bielsa. And the reason why I say I feel like he's my manager of the week is because I looked at the football that he has got Leeds United playing and the way that they play. And mate, if he brought that, if we had Marcelo Bielsa at Arsenal, we'd be loads better than what we are right now. The guy's a genius in what he does. He gets the best out of the team that he's got. And again, Leeds won again this week. And you got to admit, right, for a team that's just come up from the Championship, they are now 2 points ahead of Arsenal, I think, with a game in hand. There you go. So that was my logic on it. But I did see in the comment section that one of you said Thomas Tuchel. Yeah, he could have been another one. You could have also gone with, let me think. You could have gone with Mourinho, I suppose. You could have even gone with Steve Bruce, because he finally got a decent win for Newcastle. It would have overridingly been Pep Guardiola. No question about it. But of course, like I said, I've already got Phil Foden, so I couldn't go with Pep Guardiola. And I had to get Phil Foden in there because he's exceptional. So, yeah, that would be my manager of the week, my flop of the week, my baller of the week, and my flop of the week for player as well. Leo says there's only one Everton legend, fraudster. And Matthew says he can't disagree with me on Bielsa. Good man, good man. Well, manager of the week ain't ever going to be Arteta. I agree with your assertion on Bielsa, Brandon. He's a fantastic coach and is much better than Arteta by a mile. Leo says Sean Dyche. I'm not sure about Sean Dyche, mate. Look, he's done brilliantly to keep Burnley in the Premier League on such a low budget. But my word, mate, if you ever struggle to go to sleep, and you haven't got any sleeping pills in the house, just stick an old Burnley game on. Seriously, it will send you off within seconds. such crap football. It really is. It really is crap football. But there you go. Is what it is. And there you go, guys. I'm going to wrap it up here. That was the first episode of the Premier League review show. We will be back again next Tuesday. I'm hoping to get a few guests on the channel as well to go through it with me. I didn't realise it was actually going to take this long. You know, we've been going for nearly an hour and a half. So big up to everybody who's been watching all the way through. Big up to everybody who has tuned in. Make sure you smash a like on it. And of course, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I'll be back again on Friday with a match preview to the Arsenal Leeds game. Can we turn this around? Can we get a win? A much needed win? Or will we get slapped up once again? Big up to everybody, and I'll see you on Friday.